What's up, traders? Welcome to live streaming from Forex Trading Wizard Academy. This is Forex Wizard, your trading coach. I'll be doing a live trading session, live analysis and live discussion, including technical analysis, trade analysis, as well as trading psychology that we discussed every day during these trading days, Monday to Friday, twice in before London session and during the London and New York session. So if you are new to the channel today, make sure you stick till the end. And also before I begin, make sure you smash the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done yet. So as you can see, we are today there is AUD news is coming, Aussie dollar news is coming at 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. Let me look at the news calendar, and definitely there will have some volatility in the market, including gold, because as you know that gold is fully related to AUD. So yeah, 6 p.m. AUD news is coming, which is pretty volatile news. RBA, government Lewis, speaks, and when he speaks, always the market has volatility, and that's what we need as a trader, volatility in the market. And this session is really crucial as the market now coming to a point where we previously predicted. For example, AUD USD, now you see that is hitting this 20 EMA, and as well as it is hitting this previous resistance, which is turning support, a very important zone where we might see a reversal. So let's look at now all of them, including AUD CAD. First of all, AUD CAD, let's look at the trade that you have opened during the YouTube live session. The price did came down, and now it is trying to create some bullish price action. So the first thing that I'll advise is, if you are running that AUD CAD trade, bring your entry to the, bring your take profit to the entry, couple of pips below, so that you can cover your commission, and we will close that trade break even, as we see that the market might have some more volatility. And also I'm advising my VIP student to do the same thing. We will open again as soon as we will find new opportunity, because this one looks like that might move in a different way. So that's what it is. We need to manage the trade that way. As you can see, the price came back down, created, looks like that it has created a false breakout here, and then trying to push to the upside. So either you can close by market now in couple of pips drawdown, or you can bring your take profit to the entry. So we'll close it now, and we'll wait for new opportunity as soon as we will find that new opportunity. So which is because our stop loss on AUD CAD is around 44 pip or 43 pip, which is now around 5-7 pip down. So that's completely fine. We will close it, or you can bring your take profit to the entry. The price should come and take you out of the trade. So AUD CAD we closed. The reason is AUD news is coming. The price action, it came back down here. It might go for a deeper retracement and then could come back down, or it may start to push to the upside. So we will not take that risk anymore, because we can open quite a few trades when you want it, as AUD news is coming, and with that news announcement we definitely will get some good trades. So in this session you will get some direction which way we can open new trades in the market. As you have seen that since yesterday we opened quite a few trades, and all of them were profitable. Okay, all of them so far. Incredible opportunity here. So let me look at the chat to see in fact which way you guys and girls are up to, so that I know what to cover for this session. I have something in my mind, but before that I want to know what you guys and girls are up to, and then let me know in the chat section what you are trading, which pair you are on trade, or if you are not in trade, which one you are looking at to trade, so that I can give my opinion, and also share your own thought and ideas on the chat. That's how you can help others in the chat or in this session. Others also will be knowing actually what you are looking at. Mohanat, Mr. Nizam, please, you as well. Absolutely, Mohanat, thank you very much. Shawnaz coach, what about NAS100? Yeah, look at it. Jane, blessed day coach. Thank you, Jane, you're welcome. Good morning, Sweden. Thank you very much. Geska, thank you very much for joining. Pankaj, good morning, sir. Trade Mind, good morning, Wizard. Thank you very much. Dow, Haider, let me look at Haider. Boy, this mouse. Haider, thank you very much, Haider. Dow, morning, master from Vietnam. Thank you. Nice day to you. Thank you very much. Mohana, thumbs up, guys, for our coach. Thank you very much. Thumbs up. Thank you for your invitation. That's really help when you give a thumbs up. Jane Gold, no problems. Not on any trade, but I was looking for a buy on AUD USD. Yeah, we'll look at it, how we can buy or sell. We'll do full analysis in this session. As news is coming, we might see some volatility. No problem, sir. I am sell on AUD USD 0.66505. I am in profit. Can I hold that? Okay, so if you are sell on AUD USD, I think that we might see some reversal movement on AUD USD. We'll look at it. Zahib, nice day. Thank you very much. Richie, good morning, coach. GJ, yeah, absolutely. I need gold analysis. Yeah, absolutely. We'll do the gold analysis now. We'll do everything. Sir, good morning from Bangalore. Thank you. Good morning from Sydney. You are welcome to Forex Trading Wizard Academy. Boma, good morning. Boma, thank you very much. Golden Lifestyle, good morning from India. Absolutely amazing, guys. It's a lovely sunny day in Sydney. I think that in your zone could be a different season, but yeah, everything is us. We put meaning. If it is a rainy day, say I like the rainy day. If it is sunny day, say I like the sunny day. Always approach with the attitude that is always favoring to you. Then life will be much more easier. With that said, let's begin with gold. As you can see, as you remember that we have in fact secured a good profitable trade on gold yesterday. And now let me look at what's gold likely to be doing. Now looking at the weekly perspective, as you can see, gold already, as expected, as soon as market open, after little retracement, there has been a drop, and we took the advantage of that drop. What I think that now gold likely to go up a little bit further as AUD news is coming, Aussie dollar news is coming, and we could see some volatility in gold. As you know that Aussie dollar and gold is very correlated, like CAD and US oil. CAD and US oil is fully related. You see that it's fully related, but gold and AUD USD also partially like behave in a very similar way, a little bit of different in volatility, but you see that in mostly related. Now what do you see that gold weekly perspective, as expected, there is a drop from here. Let's find out first of all for this weekly move the Fibonacci level. If we take our Fibonacci from this move to the, we see that gold still didn't come 38.2% on the weekly perspective. It already has a bounce from 38.2% on the monthly perspective, but we have seen that gold didn't come still to 38.2% Fibonacci level. But we see that primarily little bit of upward movement, which is very normal. The market will never move in one direction. So what I think that this is the weekly chart, what I think that gold might come to the weekly opening and closing zone again. Okay, and from that weekly opening and closing, what I think that gold might try to break this high, and then we could see that gold again having another bounce. Looking at the daily, now as you can see on the daily perspective, there is already back-to-back 4 days drop. The price came to this previous, this is the nearest support zone in this move. We have seen a bounce. Now we have seen there is another support, there is another support here. Then where do we think to gold have a bounce to the upside? Now very crucial point this is, because it could happen that, guys, that gold today remaining little bit of bullish to the zone, and from there we might see that gold is coming back down. For me, I think that it will go up a little further and again will come back down. Okay, let's see what happened. Okay, after formation of the price action, we'll know exactly when to trade. Now in the intraday perspective, we see that gold there is looking like a little bit of reversal pattern here. Okay, it's basically creating a momentum for upward movement. Okay, for me, I think that, as you can see, this is the daily opening and closing that we are expecting. We might see some push to the upside, probably to this 20 EMA. Okay, on the 4-hour time frame, which is the daily, which is the weekly opening and closing. In fact, if you go to the weekly, you see that this is exactly where the weekly opening and closing, and also daily opening and closing, very important zone. And also there is a 4-hour 20 period moving average, and also there is a doji. Okay, what I think that the price is highly likely that will come back here, and from this zone we might see a little bit of up move. Probably will cross the 1750 zone, and from here you will see that gold is coming back down. So the reason is, you see that it has already created a smooth trend line in this level and trying to break this trend line. Okay, it has created a smooth trend line, and from that zone we could see that gold in fact may break this zone, which is 1 hour is still remaining. Based on how it is doing here, if it respect this resistance zone, even we could see a drop from here. So let's see how it is doing, and then we'll define. But for me personally, I will be really happy to trade gold when it will cross 1750, giving us a rejection here. You see, when you see this kind of candle, you see multiple rejection. Let me tell you what I mean by this. Go to the AUD USD. You see that first of all, the same kind of bearish price action here. Okay, AUD USD, if you closely look at, you see that there is in fact a strong bearish engulfer that has a liquidity grab and then drop, right? And later what happened, look at this, the price revisited that long wick. Okay, that zone revisited. Okay, you see that, and created another false breakout, and that is the starting of another big move. This is the real thing that you need to learn, and this is why Forex Trading Wizard Academy is committed to give the best trading education you will ever find. So make sure guys you give a big thumbs up, and also if you want to learn more, trade with us and have all the trading tools, including this. You see that this is the indicator that we have, which will give you a buy and sell signal according to the rules of our strategies. Then you can find a link in the description area. You can visit the website and join us to trade with us and also learn our strategies. Now, also in the similar way, as I mentioned, that gold highly likely that will revisit that zone which is a very high area of value. So what I'm expecting for gold to break this trend line and then go up here, and then to have another rejection. So once we will have that, we will be selling gold. Otherwise we will be remain observant to see how the market is forming. As I told you, that market can do in many ways. Okay, market is always dynamic. Okay, we need to adjust with the new market conditions always. So you have to be like a mercury or like a water. When the market condition changes, you need to readapt with the new changed market condition. And that is why it is important as a trader that every one of us know how the market is forming, what situation you should trade, what situation you should not trade. Keep in mind that when to trade is the most important part of a trader, that when to trade, like when to trigger the button in what situation. So yeah, it is important that you also know about it, and that is why try to ask question. If you have any question, all the time asking more question will help you to develop more in-depth knowledge about the chart, about trading. Okay, so let me ask Nash Crop. Good morning, coach. Gold, yeah, we looked at it. Gold, so what I'm expecting for gold now to reach 1750, to have a rejection or even cross this high and then to have a rejection. So once we see that I'll be sending again another trade to the students, and I'll be taking my account also percentage of risk on that trade. So always keep a smaller risk in your account. This is the best way. Risk management is key component or key feature of a successful trader. So learn proper risk management is very important. I'm looking for sell gold. Yeah, we can look at it. Good morning, coach. No problems. Iman, how about GBP AUD? We'll look at it. Will Euro AUD will be affected by news? Yeah, if AUD changes, AUD affected, all the pairs with AUD will be affected by news. Good morning, coach from Nigeria. No problems. Good morning, Felix. Good morning, coach. No problems. Super Goldie. Good morning, coach. No problems. Good morning. Thank you very much for all of you joining this live session. Shanoj, is US oil going to behave like gold? We'll look at it. Sir, still me about GBP USD. Okay, so we'll look at first US oil, and then we'll go to the GBP USD, GBP AUD, Euro pairs. So let's look at gold. Pardon me, US oil. Not gold. We looked at gold already. We see a very strong rejection on US oil, guys. So let's look at now, in fact, which way it is heading. Looking at the monthly. Okay, so what do we see that US oil on the monthly perspective, it has broken back to back 2 monthly low, including this weekless candle on the monthly, created an overextended market to the downside, which is a very, very important level. And from that overextended market, we see that very strong bounce to the upside. So what I think that in that bounce, we might see a little bit of push to the upside. Okay, what I think for this week, US oil might remain a little bit of sideways, and at the end of the month, we might see a candle closing somewhere here. Okay, so that means that looking at the weekly, if you closely look at, we see that the bounce on the weekly, right, after this big drop, has broken this support, had a bounce. What I think now, highly likely that US oil will come back to test this support, which is turning resistance. Let me draw this one here. Okay, so this is the very, very important level. Why I have drawn this? Look at this one here. There is two levels in fact to look at, and both of them I can draw this here so that you know exactly. So yeah, these two lines are very, very crucial. Okay, the reason is, first of all, this is the weekly chart on US oil, and you see that there is a double top, very, very important double top. Why it is important? Because it has an element of false breakout. Always keep in mind, when you see a price action or any kind of pattern that has an element of false breakout, it's a high probability setup. Okay, now if you look at the double top, we see that there is an element of false breakout. If you draw this resistance zone here, what you see that exactly this is the level that in fact penetrated this last candle on the weekly a little bit. But if you look at the lower time frame, in fact it matters. Okay, it matters a lot, because there is a lot of liquidity has been grabbed here. To move a peep, okay, it needs a huge volume. As a retail trader, we are not a market mover. The market mover is the big boys. So that much movement needs a lot of volume, and that is why this movement, you can see, is so powerful. So with the double top, in fact the price created a reversal. Okay, now why did I draw these two lines? Let me tell you. First of all, there are 2 points that you can look at on this double top. One is, this is the neckline, this previous support here. which is turning resistance, and in most cases you see that the price normally just doesn't touch this one, doesn't the price, you will see that takes the trend line. Okay, so this is the trend line that is respected previously, and also there is a trend line in that direction. If you look at lower time frame, you see that clearly, and highly likely that US oil even at least will test this one, or even it tests this one and then could come back down. So let's look at now on the daily perspective. Now if you look at the daily and readjust those lines, what you see that in fact, yeah, so we see that this is a zone where there is a daily 20 period moving average. Okay, and also we have seen this narrow green candle which is giving us a level of support, including with this one, support here, which is turning resistance, and from here we can expect US oil to continue to drop. So with that said, guys, this is the zone that is very high probability. Now the way this is the daily chart, right? There's a strong rejection from the bottom, and what I think that in the couple of days we could see that US oil having a little bit of downward movement, and finally we could see it is uprising. So yeah, so that's if we look at the intraday now, we see how the price action is forming. What I think that because it bounced from the monthly support, highly likely it will break this high. Okay, this swing high will test this support zone which is turning resistance, or even it could test this level, and from that it will drop. So for the time being, what I can say that US oil is currently bullish from this zone to this level, or to this level, and from here we might see that US oil is coming back down. For the short time, US oil is bullish because there is a very strong rejection, and highly likely that we'll see this market is going up to test this very important level. Hopefully that you found value, guys. Give a big thumbs up, smash it, and also check if you subscribed or no. If you haven't done yet, do it now. There is a lot of content, including live analysis, live strategies, and also trade analysis, educational content that I'm posting every day. So make sure you press that bell button, because trading content you always need to look at as fast as you can. When I post analysis, I try to post in a way that it is useful to you, because as you can see, yesterday gold analysis I posted, and it did worked out exactly as it is. So that's why when you press that bell button, anything notified, posted you notified, that will be really helpful. Thank you very much for that. So let's look at now Varsarna. Good afternoon, coach. Good day to all. Thank you, Varsarna. Thank you very much for joining this live session. Asad Malik, sir, gold detail analysis, please. Yeah, we'll look at it. We already did it. We'll look at again. Testing resistance. What give you indication to take entry? Which one? Pelly? Let me know. Sir, what is sell zone AUD USD? Pankaj. Okay, so AUD USD currently we don't have any sell zone or buy zone. Looks like that AUD may have some little bit of upward movement during this news announcement. Let me look at Gbpusd and then we'll jump on to the other pairs. So weekly perspective on Gbpusd, guys, what we have seen that primarily after market opening we have seen a breakdown to the support, and what we see that in Gbpusd, this is the support zone. Okay, on the weekly perspective, let's look at first bigger picture and then we'll jump onto the lower time frame. Now looking at the monthly perspective on Gbpusd, we see that it was a long-term bearish market in that way. Now over time, what we have seen that Gbpusd in fact created, after coming back to this support, we see that the price is now retracing to the downside. Now this is the monthly price action, guys, and this months and previous months what we have seen that Gbpusd created a bullish pattern. Okay, now let's draw this monthly resistance zone. Now the price has rejected, and also if you closely look at, you see that this is the monthly support zone here, okay, where Gbpusd has been bounced. What I think that this market might come down little further and then could go up on the monthly perspective, as this is the last week of the month. There will be 3 more days after this week for trading. So this candle is going to close on 25th, this weekly candle, and next week we'll have 3 days for this monthly candle. What I think that the price primarily will drop further down and then may go up a little bit to close monthly. So if we look at the weekly, we see that the previous week there is a doji, right, after bullish engulfer. This week the price came to the support and now rejecting a little bit to the upside. Okay, so what I'm expecting for Gbpusd to come a little further down, okay, break this weekly low, create an overextended market, and then to go up again. So looking at daily now, to make it happen on the daily time frame, you see that there is already a bearish candle has been formed. Today the price is in a very important zone where there is a daily resistance zone, support zone turning resistance. You see that back to back quite a few daily opening and closing, giving us a very, very important level of resistance. So this daily resistance is quite significant. And once you will see that the price is rejecting from that level, okay, so we could see further drop. What I think that Gbpusd highly likely that will come down further, and to me it is highly likely that it will even come to test this daily 20 EMA, and then we might see that rejection. Now on the 4-hour time frame, this is where the entry is very important. Okay, now how it is doing here is the crucial part, because the entry will be here. Now the way it has formed is still not for sell, neither for buy. We need a clear pathway at this point. If you closely look at, there is an impulse. Now it is, we can consider a correction. Now we need to make sure that this one is another impulse coming up, though we need to keep in mind it did not create a lower high. Okay, lower low, not lower high, lower low. So if we draw this trend line on Gbpusd in this time frame, so that means that the price is respecting this support zone here. Okay, see, the market sometimes moves in a very complex way, and you need to look at from a very different perspective that how it might do. You see that? So the way if you closely, this is how the price action is forming, right? It's forming a triangular pattern. Let's draw. Can't exactly put in a box, but try to do that. So what Gbpusd is likely to do now, let's extend this one, then you will understand actually what I'm trying to do. So what you see that like that, right? Now hopefully that everyone is understanding now what I have drawn here. Okay, see, when you see this kind of pattern, okay, this is in fact a bullish pattern, right? It's a bullish pattern. Now before you create, like, it creates this bullish move, okay, in most cases you see it will break down again, okay, and then it normally creates a bullish pattern. In most cases you see this happen over and over in the market. So that is the key points that you need to understand, that how this is sometimes called a master pattern. If you do not think in that way, you will get confused, either it's a bullish or bearish. So you first need to look at overall market structure. Okay, see, I posted quite a few videos as well on YouTube. Keep in mind, the market moves like this. There will have an impulse. This is the, what I can say, the basic market structure. If you understand this, it will not be difficult for you to predict the direction of the market. Entry is a different point. the market moves like this, let's say it will have a directional move either to the upside or to the downside. Once it will create that movement, it will do something, okay? Either it will do something like that, okay, or it will do something like this, or it will do something like that. We name it in a different way. Or it will do something like this, okay, or it will do, as I told you, that many shape you can consider like that, okay? Now you can't define the shape only in a one way. It could be very different shape. The goal is to identify the structure first. Let's say in most cases you see this one. Once you saw the structure, you need to look for, has it done this, okay? Because when you see this, okay, this is basically a bullish pattern, okay? Now before it goes to bullish, in most cases it will do this first. It will come back the other direction to create a false breakout here, okay? That's called what we liquidity grab, and then finally you'll see that it is ready for move to the upside. If you replicate these things here, what you see, look at this on Gbpusd, see that? So it didn't in fact do this part, okay, this part. So what it could do now, you see that it is margin in 1 point. So what do you see, that it might do something like that coming here, all right? And from here, highly likely that it will do like that, and then finally move here, okay? So which will in turn will give you a breakout on the weekly. If you look at the weekly, you see that that is happening. Let's jump onto the weekly now to see how it will do, okay? Guys, don't think that it's complex, it's easy. I'm trying to make you the actual thing to be understandable to you. If you find it a bit complex, let me know. I'll try to break down a bit further. It's easiest thing you'll ever find, okay? Easiest thing. So finally, what likely to happen is that Gbpusd, highly likely that it will test this previous, this is the previous resistance zone, which is turning support, or this red candle, okay? And if we go back to the 4-hour time frame, this is what I think that Gbpusd is likely to do. So with that in mind, then we will be waiting for a potential bearish setup if we see strong rejection along the zone, and bullish setup along this zone if we see a strong bullish move. Now on the other hand, if we see that Gbpusd has broken out, okay, to this resistance level and testing this one as a support, then we will go bullish, okay? So there is a couple of scenarios that we are waiting to happen, and as soon as it will happen, we'll jump on a trade the way we did yesterday, okay? We analyze, we make a plan A, plan B, plan C, and once we see that anything playing out, we just jump on a trade, okay? So if you want to trade with us like that, okay, you can visit our website. There is a great time for joining Forex Trading Wizard Academy. I'll invite you to visit. So these are the trades that if you want to see our results, then you can look at that as soon as the market open, we have had two profitable trade. Gbpusd gold, which is hit profit target, Gbpjpy, which is also a profitable trade, AUD CAD we just closed earlier. So these are the trades. Now we are looking to have more trades that as soon as we'll look at it, as AUD news is coming at 6 p.m, which is now 4 p.m. in Sydney, and I'm looking to have good trades. So let's look at what happened, guys. Thumbs up, and also join the free Telegram channel. There is a lot of updates that I post on free Telegram channel, that you will always have that. Once you join that, just go to the description area, you will find a link of our free Telegram channel, or let me give you a link also on the chat, so it doesn't become a bit difficult for you to join the free Telegram channel. Let me post that link, copy that link, okay. So this is the free Telegram channel. You can click and join to have all the updates that we are posting there. So with that said, let me look at the chat, guys, what you are up to. First time here, Tim, thank you very much. Tim, you are welcome. I'm sure that you will enjoy this channel. You'll enjoy everything we are discussing, we are trading, we are analyzing. And also, if you have any question, don't hesitate to ask. You can use the live chat to ask any question. No problems. Thank you very much for coming to this platform. So gold, please look at it. Please, what is the analysis for gold? So for gold, we'll jump on gold again. Let me look at gold. Okay, so for gold, okay, so gold we discussed already. Let me repeat that again. What we see, that what I'm expecting for gold is to, if you look at the weekly on gold, we see that there is, as expected, there is a bounce, there is a strong drop happen on gold as soon as the market open, and now we see some rejection to the upside. What I think that with that move to the upside, as AUD news is coming today, okay, so we need to look at, you know, all dimensions, like what is the timing, what news is coming, what kind of price movement may happen. They're normally correlated. Okay, if you closely look at, you'll see that this information are correlated. So we see that as AUD news is coming, gold is fully related to AU, like mostly related to Aussie dollar. So once Aussie dollar gets stronger, we might see some upward movement on gold. And with that movement, what I think that this is the weekly opening and closing, which is the resistance zone. We might see a break of this resistance to the upside, and then we may see that gold again breaking down from that level. So weekly perspective, now I think that we see the short term little bit of movement to the upside. If we look at daily, we see that this is the daily candle that has today open, and so far it's a very strong bullish candle. Okay, so what I'm expecting for gold later today, to have some bullish move to break this level, or even to have a rejection from here, okay, on the daily. Now looking at the intraday on the 4 hour, which is closing after 52 minutes, looks like that after this candle, okay, we might see that gold is pushing to the upside. Now this zone is super important, this 1750 zone, to look at how the price is reacting. The reason is this is where the opening and closing, and also there is a gap opening, that the trade that we secured yesterday with this red candle, and there's a intraday 20 EMA. Okay, and this zone is where we can see that the price highly likely to have a bounce from here. So once we will see this zone, a strong bearish candle, okay, we can expect a rejection to the downside on gold. So this is where I will be actively waiting for price to have give me some kind of rejection. Now you might say, what kind of rejection? Let me show you an example of that exactly in the market happen, like the one AUD USD that I told you. Again, I'm repeating that. You see that AUD USD, first of all, here there is a very strong bearish engulfer has been formed on AUD USD, right? The price revisited zone, did this that zone and did the same thing. You see that there is a very strong bearish engulfer, followed by there is another one here, and both of them has an element of false breakout. And what is the specialty of this candle? This one, you remember that we were closing the live streaming, and that is what exactly I mentioned, that AUD USD is likely to drop. The specialty of this candle is that it revisited the previous one's rejection zone. You see that, and from that zone it has a rejection, so creating a lower high, and that is why this movement is so powerful. And if you replicate that on gold, or I'm expecting that the price to go ahead and test that level to create this kind of price action. Once I will find that, I will straight jump on gold trade. And if you want to trade this with us, you can find a link in the description. You can visit the website, you can look at that. So, and at the same time, guys, let's turn on our trend following strategy indicator, and we see that there is a sell signal here, and that's the price dropped. Now we see that it is going up retracement, and we'll see how this react according to our strategy, and then we'll look at it, how we can trade it. Okay, good morning everyone. Sambit, thank you very much. Chamaki, do you think that Gbpusd go straight ahead to 1.195? I'll look at it. Versana, coach, can you please clarify, is there any long wick? Does this mean it's a rejection and also liquidity grab? The question is, coach, can you clarify, if there is a long wick, does this mean it's a rejection and also a liquidity grab? Is a rejection the same as US30, please? No problem, sir. Okay, very question, Versana. I'll cover that point. Keep in mind that long wick or rejection and liquidity grab is not the same. Okay, firstly, long wick or rejection is basically a rejection of price. For example, if I give an example, let's say this one here. Okay, rejection of price means very simple. When you see the price has gone here, the seller sold the market, so they push that price back to where it was. So this is rejection. That means that when you see a long wick, is basically rejection of higher price or lower price. What happens when you buy, the price goes up. When you sell, the price comes down. Now when a market go to a level where the price looks high, okay, if the big boys see that there is more supply than demand, then they sell. Okay, so that then the prices start to drop. That means that rejection. Okay, and that creates a long wick candle. Now for example, once you see a long wick candle, this one also a long wick candle. Okay, keep in mind, this one also a long wick candle. In fact, it depends on the time frame you are looking. For example, on the 4 hour you see a long wick candle, a candle like that, this one. Okay, on the 4 hour back-to-back 2 candle. If you go to the 8 hour time frame, you will see one wick, a long wick, right? So basically rejection of price. When you see the sellers put that price here, immediately buyers, start to bought, and the price on gone back to the range again. So this is now liquidity grab is another concept. Liquidity grab is basically a concept I explain a couple of times, all the time. It's very important. I will keep explaining all the time because it's very important. See, when you see a market going there, this is a resistance zone. Okay, and once went there, this is a supply zone. The sellers sold, the market came back down. Okay, now the price has come back to this level, which is the demand zone. Again, the bought went to the supply zone and came back down. Now what happened, at some point you could see something like that. Why this happened is because, see, we all think in the same way, right? Once we see that the price has bounced from here, came back down, again bounced from here, came back down, so back to back twice the price reached the same zone and then came back down. So then we think that, okay, because in the past when the price there, the seller sold the market, again the price will go there and will have a bounce, right? Once the price reach that zone, everyone sell. Like I also sell, you also sell, everyone sell, and put a stop loss here, take profit somewhere here. And we think that okay, because let's say take profit here, you saw that in the past the price reached that zone, sold the market, so it's gonna sell again. Now because you are selling, everyone is selling. Now the market, you need to think in terms of buyers and sellers. So if you're selling, someone on the other side needs to buy this market. Where is the buyer? Now everyone is seller because everyone is looking at the same chart. Everyone is smart, right? Now everyone is seller. Who will be buying? So what they do, the big boys, they manipulate or whatever way, they push that price high because there is a stop loss here. You sold here, your stop loss is here. Now your stop loss is in fact a buy order. Okay, now your stop loss is a buy order, means that though you are a seller, you are forced to be a buyer. Now once the price reach that zone, that is what is called a liquidity grab. That means that to move that price, big boys need your liquidity or from anyone's liquidity, and then the price move. Okay, so now that is why you see that most retail traders lose money, is because they don't understand this concept. You need to think a little bit of complex way, and that is why a couple of smarts, let's say 2 out of 10, okay, is making money, right? So if you want to be that 2 out of 10, then you need to think in that way, because 8 of them is thinking in a linear way. The price is coming here, rejecting, coming here, rejecting, so I'm gonna sell, my stop loss is here. Now 2 of them is thinking that okay, let's be patient, let's look at see what happened in the market. I'm not jumping on a trade. The market created overextended, and then that 2 out of 10 knows that there was a lot of stop loss, that market's hit, let's sell now. And then the market moves in the direction and take a profitable trade. Now if I look at that gold trade that we take yesterday, exactly the same concept. You see that this bearish candle, it's in fact a middleman that has crossed the previous one's high a little bit, grab the liquidity. That is where the high probability trade setup. Now you have seen that we have closed our trade at 1736 point, I think. Let me look at the trade alert that I have sent. It's here. So I have sent that trade alert at so we sold at 17, not this one, where's the one? Which one? Let me take the screenshot. So we sold that market at okay, yeah, that one, the same one. So what we see that we sold at 1746.12, stop loss at 1753, take profit at 1737.37, right? So exactly where we have sold below this level, and the price came back down, and that's what you need, right? A profitable trade from an important level, and that's it. And close the trade with profit, wait for another one to happen. So once you have that profitable strategy, you don't have to look back, right? Now if you want to, that's why I told you that if you want to learn more about this kind of strategy, you can join us. There is a link in the description area. You will be trading, you will be learning and growing as a trader. Hopefully that, guys, you understood that liquidity gap. And let's jump on to the next chat. What's happening here? Okay, so Roshi, please analyze NZUSD. Look at it. Simon, please. AUD cat. Thanks, sir. No problems. Cherry Tree, good morning, sir. Just joined. Thank you, Cherry Tree. You are awesome. You're welcome to Forex Trading Wizard Academy. Charity and Gbpusd kindly. Yeah, GBP care on monthly shows it's high time to buy for long. So look at it. No problems. GBP USD, and then GBP CAD. We'll look at all of them GBP. So let's look at GBP USD. Okay, you see that GBP USD now getting some rejection from the top. So we'll see how the market behave, then we'll decide from there. For now, I will be observing. As you know that the more analysis, the more looking, less trading is the profitable way. Okay, less trading is very, very important. You see, when I started out, I know that as a beginner what happened. If you are beginning out, let me know in the chat section how many of you are less than 3 months in trading. Then I will know, I will tell you exact the best advice for you. See, when I started, let me know in the chat how many of you less than 3 months in trading. See, when I started out as a trader, trust me, I can't tell you what I did. See, sometime I opened 20 trades, 10 trades at a time, one after one. When I look at the chart, I saw that, wow, there is a trade here, let's sell. And then I jump onto another chart and I see another trade, and I bought and I sold, and I bought and I sold. And sometimes it happens that I have 10 trade, okay, running together, but I have neither loss nor profit. Some of them going in the direction, some of them going in the other direction. So we do that happen. That's completely fine. But thing is that as a new trader, you need to understand is that the less trade is only the profitable, because if you look at your trading account, you will see that you do have some good trades, but there are some bad trades comes up. Sometimes it takes all the profit that you made. So once you know how to pick the right trade, and that you eliminate that loss or losing trade, and then you jump onto the profitable zone of your trading, and that is where you can gain financial freedom. Trading is not that hard. Okay, you can make money in autopilot once you learn everything. You know that half an hour a day enough. Okay, and then go wherever you want. If you want to do the job, you can do the job. If you don't want, you don't want. Okay, it's a big freedom once you learn it. Just initially a little bit of understanding. Once you get it, it's become much easier for you. Arimili, good morning, Coach Arimili. Thank you very much. Jane, how didn't you know where to put your TP at 17th? What did you say? I didn't know where to put your TP. What did you say? I didn't know, Jane. Clarify. JPY is positive, so GBP JPY will be going down. Let me look at it. Charles, good morning, Coach. Can you analyze Euro USD? Yeah, absolutely. How many years did you take to become a profitable trader, Robertson? Very good question. It took me first around 2.5 years to become like a break-even trader, and almost 3 years to 3.5 years it took me to become a fully profitable trader. And keep in mind, guys, see, the day I become profitable is the day when I let go. Very important. Keep in mind. See, there is a very important saying is that if you want to have something, you need to let go of having the need of having that things. It's a very paradoxical, but that's the way. If you take like too much seriously about that, it will be difficult. So the way you need to train your mind is to manage the risk is the key. Okay, that's the main thing. All right, even in terms of scientific perspective, see, you'll see that for some people, that life become very struggle, especially if you see that a person grow up in a, let's say, a poverty, it becomes very difficult for them to make money, to live the abundant life, is because of the importance they put behind wealth or money. The more, like, it's very paradoxical, but you need to understand what I'm telling. If you put too much meaning behind or too much importance behind something, it becomes sometimes difficult to achieve that things. The reason is from quantum physicist perspective, that when you put too much importance on something, it creates an excess potential that we call. And the nature's way of balancing things is that you need to go against nature to achieve those things in life. So in the similar way, and at the same time, if you don't put any importance, also it will be difficult. So you need to create a balance. So how do we do that? Is like learn proper risk management and don't like take too much seriously, so that you have to put too much energy, because the or I can say the stronger you'll try to do something, the much energy you need to give behind it, that will keep you exhausted. So what you do is like create a balance. Okay, try and then let it go, try and then let it go, try, let it go. That's how. So to in terms of trading, like that, like the day you will be profitable is the day you will manage the risk, you will take the trade, but you will not give too much importance on losing a trade or winning a trade. But at the same time, you need to take care of your trade. Okay, you can't let your account open and without a stop loss and take all the money out of your account. So that is a balance. You give a very importance to your capital. Okay, the trader, the real trader, those who knows how to protect their capital. You need to know how to protect your capital. So don't open your door so that everyone, like other trader, can take your capital out and you blow out. At the same time, you need to create a very balanced approach. Okay, that is why we have a scalping group as well. As I told you that scalping sometimes is hard for someone, and we keep a very smaller account, and so that everyone get the importance of protecting their capital. Okay, so trade in a smaller account will give you really good understanding, because we human, we make mistake, everyone makes mistakes. So at the same time, forgive yourself if you make a mistake and try again. That's how it will work. Jacob, I got a fill in dollar yen long before I ripped. Okay, look at it. Laura is referring to yesterday's gold trade. Why did you put your take profit at? Okay, very good, Ura. The reason I put take profit at 1737 is because I assured 1-on-1 risk to reward. Let me replot that trade so that you understand, in fact, why did I put that take profit target. So the entry was at, so the short trade, the entry was 1746.12. Okay, TP at 1737.37, 1756. So to assure 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Okay, so when I entered the trade, the stop loss here, and I need at least 1-to-1, because as I told you, trading is all about probability. I was almost 90% sure that this trade will drop at least to this level, okay, and I had to assure that at least I'm getting what I'm risking, and that is the reason why I put at 1737. Hopefully that you understood. What made you pick that price? Okay, so that's the reason, that's the made me to pick that price, is because this is where I can have at least 1-to-1 risk to reward, okay, that is the reason. And I know that at least it will drop that much, okay, it dropped, in fact, later exactly from there we have seen a bounce again to the entry, but finally it came to around 1730 zone. Yeah, so okay, let me look at as you can see there is a candle close coming at half an hour later. So let me look at all those pairs. In fact, we see that Aussie CAD came back down again, okay. So as I mentioned earlier, this is the trade that we opened during the YouTube live, which is now a little bit below the entry. So we close the trade, and if you're still running, I will recommend you to close the trade. It could continue to drop, but the way the price action form, it's not giving me fully bearish signal, so you can close the trade now if you didn't close with running profit or break even in that zone we have entered. And in the New York session, if we find further trade, we will be opening definitely. Let me look at AUD and ZD. Looks like the bearish AUD CHF. So Aussie pairs, we could see some movement in Aussie pairs after news. I'm just looking at all of them to see in fact how the market is moving. So we see a little bit of currently a bit less volatility because the news is coming, and then most of the pairs will be very volatile. Okay, so indices also moving in a sideways. So NZD USD, one of you requested NZD USD. So NZD USD, like all the USD pairs, looks like that they are trying to create, I think that this pairs such as NZD USD, we might see further drop. So from this pattern, what I think that this is the daily chart on NZD USD, it's likely to come back to this daily 20 MA, and from that zone we might see that again bullish pattern. But for the time being, what I see that these pairs will drop, like USD CAD, okay, dollar CAD also is creating, yeah. So let me look at the weekly. Okay, so on the weekly perspective, for example, USD CAD, after the previous weekly narrow candle, this week we have seen primarily a bullish move from this previous support, which is turning resistance. Here we see a rejection. Now what I think that it might come back down further a little bit, even it could test this 20 MA, and then on the weekly perspective we could see bullish. So looking at daily, okay, so looking at the intraday, see there is a rejection here on dollar CAD, and from that rejection we could see deeper down, okay. So for me to open a bullish position, I need to see that USD CAD even came back to this support, and then we can consider going long. Yeah, so based on how it will do, so most of the USD pairs looks like that primarily after the AUD news release we will know exactly which way the market is heading. For the time being, we might see a little bit of sideways movement. Let's look at AUD USD in fact to see clearly what is happening. For AUD USD, Yeah, I think that during the news we could see bullish move on AUD. So primarily dollar might get a little bit of weaker or stronger. Yeah, after a candle close, what I think that dollar might get a little bit of weaker, so we might see further move push to the upside. Okay, the reason is if you look at the daily, even on AUD USD, okay, the price is still deep because there is a daily move happen. We need a deeper retracement and then we can expect another drop. So let's see what happened, guys. As soon as I will find entry, definitely I will be trading. As you know that the market is you can't say early until you see a candle close, a clear price action, then you will jump on a trade like this one here, this one here. So as soon as I will find entry, I will be trading, but for the time being I will be watching and I will give you full update during the London and New York session as soon as I will find that entry. So with that said, I'm gonna wrap up this session. I'm watching now, especially AUD pairs to after the news release. As soon as I will see that news is released, we see a clear direction in the market, we'll be going, we'll be trading those pairs. Okay, let's see what happened and then from there we'll go. Thank you very much for joining and I'll see you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, stick to the channel, and I'll see you during the New York session and London session. Stay well.